Okay. Oh, there we go. Now you can hear me. That's a little bit better. Hello, everybody. My name is Meg. There are a lot of Ignite veterans here in the room, and there are a lot of new people here tonight, surprisingly. So thank you for all coming. If you haven't taken Ignite before, we use bands and weights and blocks and like a bunch of other fun things for the class, but you don't have to have them with you. You can borrow some for the back if you want, but I cue it both ways. So if you're like, oh shoot, I don't have weights for this, or I don't know that I want to use weights for this, that's totally fine. You customize it as you go. But let's get started in child's pose, and then we'll see what happens. We'll get sweaty and moving and all of that good stuff. Hey, Weepa. So take the first few moments in your child's pose to get settled down. Get your fingertips down into the floor. Let your forehead come down onto the mat and start to defrost from the horrific amount of wind that's been happening the last couple days. Yeah, let the heat soak in. And take a deep breath in through your nose and exhale it out. Good. 2 more breaths like that. A full inhale and a full exhale. 1 more. Fill up all the way. Purposeful exhale. And start to create an ujjayi breath. A long inhale with a pause at the top. Long exhale with a pause at the bottom. So the heat's not only coming from the outside of the room in, it's coming from your inside all the way out to the edges of your skin. Then the sound of your breath can sync up with the person across the room from you or the person that's practicing at home so that a pulse starts to get built in the room. Take downward facing dog. Lift your hips up and back. Keep building your breath, and you can pedal at your feet, move your body around any way that you need to. Yeah, shake out your hips or lift a leg, roll your ankle around. Just taking stock of where things are this evening, how much space you've got to work with, and what you might have to pay attention to. Walk your feet up to your hands, hang in ragdoll. So you choose what you want to do with your arms and your hands, and pull the pit of your belly way in and up. So your low back, the middle of your back can round up toward the ceiling. Press your feet down into the floor, rise all the way up to standing. Reach through your fingertips and bring your thumbs to heart center. Set your intention for your practice. Pick one specific thing that you want to focus on. We'll send out those intentions with 3 ohms. Deep breath in. Inhale, reach up, extended mountain. Exhale, forward fold. Halfway lift with your weights if you've got them. It's a tricep pull. Fold to the floor. Rise up to standing, extended mountain. Reach through your fingertips. Forward fold. Halfway lift, tricep pull with your weights. Good. High push-up position and pause. Right knee to your right elbow. Left knee to your left elbow. Low push-up. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Take a full breath in together. Big breath out. Good. 2 more like that. Breathe in. Breath out. Last one. Fill up. Push all the air out. Step or jump to your hands. Halfway lift. Tricep pull. Fold down. Extended mountain. Rise all the way up and reach. Forward fold. Halfway lift. Tricep pull. High push up. Knee tap on the right, knee tap on the left. Low push up. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Take a big breath in together. Empty it out. Good. 2 more. In. Exhale. Last one. Fill up. Empty completely. Look forward and move. Feet to hands. Halfway lift. Tricep pull. Good. Forward fold. Rise to stand, extended mountain. Look up at your fingertips. Forward fold. Halfway lift, tricep pull. High plank. Knee tap. Knee tap. Low plank. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Breath in together. Full breath out. Yes, make it powerful. Breathe in. Empty out. One more. Fill up. Push all the air out. Move forward. Halfway lift. Tricep pull. Fold down. Extended mountain. Rise up. Press your heels into the mat. Forward fold. Halfway lift. Tricep pull. High push up. Knee tap. Knee tap. Low push up. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. 3 big breaths. In. Exhale it out. Breathe in. Push the air back out. Yeah, there you go. One more. Exhale to the pit of your belly. Look forward and move. Feet to hands. Halfway lift. Tricep pull. Fold down. One more, Sunny. Rise up to standing and reach. Forward fold. Halfway lift with your weights. High push up. Knee tap on the right. Knee tap on the left. Low push up. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Full breath in. Press your thumbs down on your exhale. Breathe in together. Empty it out. Last one, fill up. Exhale completely. Look forward, move. Halfway lift, tricep pull, fold down. Chair pose and stay. Get way back in your hips. Yeah, you can have weights in your hands or open palms. That's up to you. Get all of your weight back in your hips. Lift and spread your toes off the floor. Yes, one more breath here. Exhale, twist right. Inhale, open your arms. Stay for the breath out. Back up to chair pose. Inhale, twist left. Open on the inhale. Stay for the breath out. Back up to chair. Forward fold. Halfway lift, tricep pull. High push up. Knee tap. Knee tap. Low push up. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Right side warrior one. You've got one breath with weights or no weights. All the way up. Chaturanga. Hands to the floor. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Left side warrior one. Step through. Press your chest all the way up. Low push up. Hands to the mat. Upward facing. Downward facing. Breathe in together. Clear it out. Hey, you can sigh if you need that. Breathe in. Exhale. Last one. Empty it out. Step or jump forward. Halfway lift. Tricep pull. Fold down. Chair pose. One breath this time. Reach. Twist right on your exhale. Good. Open on the breath in. Stay for the breath out. Back up to chair. Inhale. Twist left on your exhale. Open. Breathe in. Stay for the whole breath out. Back up to chair. Forward fold. Halfway lift. Tricep pull. High plank. Knee tap. Knee tap. Low plank. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Warrior one, right side. Step through. Big long inhale all the way up to your fingertips. Chaturanga, hands to the floor. Upward facing. Downward facing. Left foot, step it right through. Press down, lift up. Chaturanga. Up dog. Downward facing dog. Breathe in. Empty it out. 2 more. In. Exhale. Last one, fill. Push all the air out. Feet to hands. Halfway lift, tricep pull. Fold down. Chair pose, one breath. Twist right. Inhale, open. Stay for the twist. Good. Chair pose, reach. Twist left. Open on the breath in. Stay for the whole breath out. Chair pose. Forward fold. Halfway lift, tricep pull. High push up. Knee tap. You got it. Knee tap. Low push up. Upward facing. Downward facing. Warrior one, right side. Big long inhale all the way up. Look up. Chaturanga. Hands to the floor. Let there be a flow to it. Up. Downward facing. Left side. Warrior one. Step. Long inhale. Reach. Chaturanga on the exhale. Up dog. Downward facing dog. Breath in together. Clear it out. Good. Breathe in. Empty. Last one. Clear it completely. Step or jump. Halfway lift, tricep pull. Fold down. Chair pose, go deep. Twist right. Inhale, expand. Stay and exhale. Back up to chair. Twist left. Open on the inhale. Stay for the exhale. Breath sounds amazing. Chair pose, reach. Forward fold. Half lift, tricep pull. High push up. Pull your low belly in. Knee tap. Knee tap. Low push up. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Warrior one right side. You got it. Plant your feet. Reach up and look up. Chaturanga. Hands to the floor. Up dog. Downward facing dog. Left side. Step. Gaze on one spot. Breath in. Chaturanga on your exhale. Up dog. Downward facing dog. Oh, breathe in. Big breath out. Building that heat. Breath in. Clear it out. One more. Exhale completely. Feet to hands. You've got one more sun B. Halfway lift with your weights. Fold down. Chair pose. Twist right. Inhale, open. Stay and twist. Beautiful. Chair pose. Twist left. Open on the breath in. Stay and push the air out. Back up to chair pose. Fold. Half lift with your weights. High plank. Knee on the right. Knee on the left. Low plank. Up dog. Downward facing dog. Warrior one right side. Deepest one yet on this side. Reach up, up, up. Low push up. Inhale up. Exhale down. Left side. Warrior one. You got one more. Press and lift. Chaturanga. Hands to the floor. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Oh. Yes, let the heat move. I know there's heat happening here because the heater's not kicking on and I'm also sweating. So send your right leg up to the sky. Good stuff. Bend your knee, open your hip. Catch up with your breath here if it got away from you. No big deal. You just hit the reset button. Stay or flip your dog. And whatever variation you've chosen, expand your chest. Let your collarbones come further apart. Nice, Ashley. Nice and broad across the chest. Yes, Josh, there it is. Flip back over, side plank. You can have a weight in your top hand or open palm up to the ceiling. Steady breath. So you choose the variation of side plank you want to take. Stick your eyes to one point. One more breath. Hands to the mat, chaturanga. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Send your left leg up to the sky. Bend the knee, open your hip. Then again, you check in. Steady, rhythmic breath. Even if your heart rate's kicking up a little bit, stay or flip. When you've got the breath working with you as a tool the whole time, it really gives you the opportunity to either ramp up your heart rate or slow it back down as you need to customize your practice. Nice. Flip back over, side plank. Weight in your right palm or open palm up to the ceiling. Yeah, you create the pose. Put your eyes right on one spot to help keep your balance. One more inhale. Chaturanga, hands to the floor. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. I think it's time for a sigh. Take a deep breath in. Sigh it out. You can be louder than that. Breathe in. Actually sigh. Yeah, one more. Clear it all out. Right side crescent lunge. So you take the time to set up the base of the pose. Get both of your feet fully connected, especially the toes on your back foot. Get them right down into the mat and come lower into your lunge. Yes, where your thighs parallel with the floor. Good. From here, we'll take some knee taps. So your knee doesn't have to come all the way to the floor. You can just bring it down to hover. Go for 5, 4. Keep breathing. 3, 2, 1. Stretch up tall. Press your back thigh up, up, up. Hands to heart center. Twist right. Then everybody start breathing again. Open your arms. Squeeze your shoulder blades together on your back. Yes, Christina, to make more space in your chest. Beautiful. One more breath here. Stay for the whole exhale and ring out. Warrior two, face the opposite way. Get settled down into your feet first. Whatever's touching the floor, start there, and then work your way up your body. Extended side angle. Bring your elbow to your thigh or fingertips by your front arch. Add more breath. Yeah, just notice that it got quiet and be the one that restarts the breath. Top arm around your back for a half bind. So it can be behind your hip. You can tuck it into your front hip crease if you've got the space for it. And then maybe the full bind. Some of you are already there. So if you're in a deeper lunge, it gives you more space to access that full bind. Yes, Paul, there you go. One more inhale. Chaturanga, hands to the floor. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Oh, one breath in. Big breath out. Left side crescent lunge. Step through. Eyes on one spot. Breath the whole way. No matter how long it takes you to set up foundation or you take a minute before you raise your arms, breath the whole way. Sink lower in your lunge. Yeah, hang out right there. Knee dips with your back knee for 5, 4, 3. Keep breathing. 2, 1. Stretch up tall. Back thigh up to the ceiling. Hands to heart twist left. You got it. Open your arms. Connect your front big toe mound straight down into the mat. Re-anchor so you've got a stable foundation to work with. One more inhale. Stay for the exhale. Twist, twist, twist. Warrior two, unwind. Yes, in Ignite, we like to use Warrior two as the rest pose, quote unquote. You take that pause, so ooh, and then come back into your feet. Extended side angle, elbow to thigh, or fingertips down towards the floor. Add breath. And then notice if you came out of your lunging front leg, come back to that and take your half bind. Stick with the half bind or come into your full bind. Now, some of you are really close to that full bind. Come a little lower into the lunge to get more space to work with. Yes, Colette, beautiful. One more breath. Chaturanga. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Take one breath in together. A big exhale. Move forward. Halfway lift, tricep pull. Fold down. Chair pose and stay. Way down into your chair. Yes, way back so that you can lift and spread your toes. Beautiful. Pick up the pit of your belly. In and up. Good. Go from chair pose to iron footstool. Rise onto the ball mounds of your feet and reach your hands straight out in front. Yes, props to you with those that have the weights in this pose. I know that's tough with them this far out in front. Drop your heels, hands to heart, twist right. Stay low in the legs. Open your arms. Let that heat kick in your legs all the way up through your core and out through your fingertips for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Chair pose, forward fold. Oh, first 2 fingers around your big toes. You can take your feet mat width distance apart or bend your knees a lot. Like create the fold how it needs to be so that there's a sense of a pause where you can catch up with your breath. Now's the time. The iron footstool is tough no matter how many times you do it. It requires work, and then you slow your heart rate back down. Crow number 1 from the head of your mat. You'll have 2 opportunities for crow tonight, so if you're playing around with side crow in your practice, you'll have time to do both sides. So crow pose, spread out your fingers super wide. Look in front of your fingertips so your weight shifts forward instead of straight down. Yeah, and if this pose is starting to feel super comfortable for you, can you play with bringing one knee between your elbows and putting it back on your tricep? Yes, Yuri. Yeah, you play right. It looks messy in the beginning, and that's fine. Take one more breath. Step or jump back. Low push-up. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Take one breath in. Clear it all out. Move forward. Halfway lift. Tricep pull. Fold down. Chair pose and stay. You got it. Let the breath flow right away. There's a lightness that happens when the breath is present, so keep that going. Pit of the belly in and up. Yes. Chair to iron footstool. Come onto the ball mounds of your feet. Thighs go parallel with your mat. Yes, Ashley, beautiful. Pull everything in. Drop your heels, hands to heart, twist left. You got it. Let the heat kick on. Open your arms and spread your fingertips apart. Stay right here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Chair pose. Fold. Gorilla. Step on your palms. Toes all the way up to your wrists. And again, you decide how far apart you want your legs, how much you want to bend your knees. Create a space where restarting your breath is possible and slowing down your heart is possible. Release your hands. Crow number 2. A different option, if you're pretty comfortable in crow and you're like, well, what's the next thing that I can do? If you're not hovering your knee, you can take baby crow, and it looks like this. You're down on your forearms and knees are in the backs of your triceps from here. Tip forward and take your feet off the ground. Little less space to work with. Yeah, just a different variation of crow. So you're trying on new things and letting it be messy and not caring about what it looks like. Nice. I know, the baby crow's kind of like, my face is really on the floor right now. Take one more breath. Step or jump back, chaturanga. Upward facing dog. We'll all meet up in downward facing dog. Take a full breath in together. Big breath out. Good. 2 more. In. Exhale. Last one. Fill up. Exhale completely. Feet to hands. Halfway lift. Tricep pull. Fold down. Rise up to standing. Eagle pose, right side. Right arm under, right leg over. It's really your first opportunity to come up and away from the floor and really pick a spot in front of you to focus. Your eyes on one spot and then breath. Keep your arms bound. Take airplane with your legs. Get to full extension through that lifted leg. Press your foot back behind you. Full airplane. Reach your arms back. Yeah, recruit the muscles in your low belly to help keep the balance. If it feels a little wobbly while you're moving, pit of the belly in and up is the answer. Then half moon, open up. Left hand can come to the floor, to a block. Can come to a water bottle. Flex your lifted ankle a lot. Yeah, and then you can stay here in half moon or bend your knee and take your ankle with your top hand for sugar cane. And that can look messy too if you're not used to taking sugar cane. Just go ahead and grab it, see what happens. Both feet to the mat. Rise up to standing. Eagle pose, left side. Left arm under, left leg over. Eyes on one point. And then you reset back to the breath. The breath will make the whole thing a little less challenging and a little more fluid. Keep your arms bound, airplane with your legs. So when you start to get into a pose or a transition where you're up in your head and the thing is getting really complicated, back to breath. Full airplane. Stretch your chest forward, past the front edge of your mat. Nice. Half moon, you've got time. Open up. Yes, time to transition, time for grabbing your prop, no rush. Then press out through your feet and your fingertips. Stay or sugar cane. The block's super helpful if you're working on sugar cane too, because it gives you another point of balance. You've got one more breath. Both feet to the mat. Rise up to standing. Eagle pose, right side, second set. Some of you are getting up into the head space right now. Just come right back down into your body. Eagle number 2, right side. You got it. Because you're just doing one pose at a time, right? Just one thing at a time. Keep your eyes on one spot. Warrior 3. Reach your arms straight out in front of you. Press your foot back behind you. So you can have hands apart or fingertips interlaced, whichever feels most stable. Press through your foot and reach through your fingertips. Standing splits. Bring your hands to the floor or your standing ankle. So more of a challenge to grab the ankle, more stability if you have your hands on the floor, and you can switch between the two of those. You've got one more breath. Lift your leg, both feet to the floor. Rise up to standing. Whew. One more side. Left side eagle. Left arm under, left leg over. You're clearing out the stuff. It's usually around this point in the practice where it's like, okay, I've got to give something up, or it's just going to be pushing and pulling the entire rest of the practice. Eyes on one point. Warrior 3, arms forward, left leg back. Press, press, press. The more you reach forward and tip forward, the more you have to press that lifted foot. Yes, Megan. Yes, Dre. Beautiful. Keep your lifted leg active. Standing splits. So you decide, hands on the floor, hands on your ankle. You can play around with having one hand on your ankle to try that on. One more breath. Both feet to the floor. Rise up to standing. Standing bow or dancer's pose, right side. So for standing bow, make sure the soft crease of your elbow faces out. Even if you're holding on to the outside of your ankle, that's fine, but soft crease of your elbow out. Take your pose. If you're taking dancers, yeah, you've got the strap. Go ahead. Now, for this first one, just your breath. Put your attention on breathing. And then however the pose shows up, perfect. Just your breath. Switch sides. That steady, rhythmic breath. When the thing feels hard, it's probably breath that's missing. So you're not looking for the pose to feel easy. You're just looking for there to be a sense of ease while you're doing the work. Two different things. One more breath. Right side, second set. A sense of ease to it. You take the pose, it shows up, cool, and then your breath is your attention point. If you need to come out and reset the pose, you just come out and reset the pose. No big deal, and you take it again. Last breath. Left side. Eyes on one spot. If you need to exhale through your mouth and hit the reset button that way, do it and come back. Nice, Weepa. Press that lifted foot right up to the ceiling. Yes. One more inhale. Both feet to the mat. Tree pose. Right side. So we'll do a hip opener variation since it's freezing cold outside right now. Hands start at heart center. Cross your right foot over your left thigh. Yeah, like a figure 4. So you want your ankle a little bit out past your thigh so you can flex it. Step 1, you can stay right here. Or step 2, stick your tailbone up behind you, bring your elbows down to your shin. So for some of you, this will feel like plenty of enough information in your hips, and you can just hang out here with the balance. Next step, palms down to the floor. So it may be hands on a block, like that's the in-between, hands on a block or hands on the floor. You can hang out right here. Or, and Christina's already getting there, the arm balance. Flat palms on the ground. Press your shin into the back of your arms and let your back leg come off the floor. Very similar to crow pose. So you play another breath or two, and whatever level you're in. Nice, Megan. Press down and rise up. Shake it out a little bit. Yeah, left side, left thigh crossed over, left ankle over your right thigh. Red hand green, right foot yellow, you know, the whole thing. So pause right here. Next step, elbows to your shin. It feels like I'm cueing Twister sometimes when I'm up here. Stay or fingertips down to the floor / block. Feel that out. If it feels like, yeah, let's go for it. Hands on the floor, take the arm balance. One side might be more accessible than the other, so if you can get it on one side and can't on the other, that's totally fine. Press down and rise up. Come all the way up to standing. Shake it out. Move your legs around. Come up to the head of your mat if you're not there already. Extended mountain. Reach your hands up to the ceiling. Forward fold. Halfway lift. Tricep pull. High push up. Right knee to right elbow. Left knee to left elbow. Low push up. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Take a full breath in together. Clear it out. Yeah, 2 more. In, exhale. Last one. Push the air out. Right side triangle. Keep the breath going as you set up the pose. You can use that block or put your bottom hand on your shin. Steady breath. Now's the time. Now that there's more space, everything's warmed up, everything's sweaty, and there's plenty of room. Bring your top hand behind your head. Top hand behind your head. Yes, some of you still have it behind your, yeah, there we go. Hand behind your head, elbow straight up to the ceiling. If you've got a little more room to work with, you can take that elbow a little further back behind you, out of your peripheral vision. Yeah, it could just be a 1/4 of an inch of space you're working with. Yeah, Stephanie, there you go. Reach that top hand up to the ceiling. Let it pull you all the way up to standing. Side facing wide leg fold. Turn both of your feet to the long edge of your mat. For some of you, even a little pigeon-toed, at least parallel. Then hinge down. Yogi's choice tonight on the sides. You can take lunges side to side. You can work the fold. Maybe you take an inversion here. So whatever variation you take, bring your breath along for the ride, and that will really be your gauge on where you need to be. If you need to slow down or pick up the pace, listen to the breath. Yeah, lots of different things going on. So eyes on one spot, breath going in and out. Inversions, make your way down. If you're going side to side, get evened out. Press down and rise up. Namaste, front facing forward fold or splits. You choose. If you're taking the Namaste fold, hands behind your back, either hand to elbow or reverse Namaste. Hinge forward. Bring breath. Steady, rhythmic breath. Those of you in the Namaste fold, soften your toes. Those of you in the splits, lift the front of your pelvis up to your belly button. Yes, there it is. Twisting triangle or twisting split. Press the center of your heart right up to the surface of your chest. Then you can stay here in twisting triangle or shift forward to twisting half moon. Float your back leg up to the sky. It'll take scooting forward a little bit with your hand or your block to lift that back leg up so you've got room. Nice. Flex your lifted ankle so the leg goes higher. Beautiful. One more breath. High to low push up. Good work. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Take one breath in. Clear it all the way. Left side triangle. Step through. Create long stretched out lines here. Long legs, long arms, long sides of your body from your armpits to your hips. Steady breath. Top hand behind your head. I know, it's not my favorite either, but it's fantastic for your shoulders when it's cold outside. So work with the space that you've got, and if you've got a little more wiggle room, take your elbow further back. Yeah. So your shoulder blades squeeze in together. Top hand up to the sky. Rise all the way up to standing. Side facing wide leg fold, this time with a bind. You can interlace your fingers at your low back or put a towel between your hands. Hinge down. Keep a softness in your knees. Yes. Even if your legs are straight, a little bit of a bend to your knees so the work stays in the muscles instead of the joint. You can sway side to side here a little bit or shake out your head. Some of you are already headed there. Like if there's a movement that feels like it's the right thing to do in the moment, just do that. Then release your hands down, rise all the way up. Namaste front facing or split pose on the other side. Pit of the belly in and up. Lead with your chest as you go forward. Steady breath. Then check in with your feet. Toes light in the Namaste fold. Splits, heart up. Yes, front of the pelvis up. Twisting triangle or twisting split. Let that twist originate from the center of your body, from your core all the way up through the top of your neck. So the arms along for the ride, most of the work happens in your torso. Shift forward to twisting half moon if you took that on the right. You got it. The moment the foot leaves the floor, flex your ankle. Yes, Laura, there it is. One more breath. Hands to the mat, low push-up. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. I think it's a good time for another side. Take a deep breath in. Breath in. Last one. Exhale. Roll out to a high plank. We'll do some mountain climbers before we get to the floor, so you can lower your knees or have your knees up. It's knees into the nose at your own pace. Go for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lower to the floor. Locust pose or Superman here. Locust pose, hands back by your hips. Superman, arms out in front of you. If you're doing Superman, recruit your low belly muscles extra so that you can spread your low back nice and wide. Rise up. Up and away from the floor. Squeeze your inner thighs together. Yeah, there it is. Big inhale. Lower down. Rock your hips out. Loosen up your low back. Number 2, locust or Superman, you pick. Rise up and away from the floor. Yeah, and then the more you squeeze into center, the more integrated your body becomes, so it's lighter and lifts up from the floor. One more breath. Lower down. Take it side to side. Floor bow. You've got 2 tonight, so you can grab one ankle at a time or grab both. Grab a hold, rise up, press your shins straight back. Flex your ankles and press your feet straight up to the ceiling. Yeah, like you're going to leave footprints on the ceiling. Big inhale, lower down, side to side. Second floor bow, grab one ankle or both, rise up. You've been building momentum and clearing stuff out of the way this whole practice. Keep working that here. Big open chest, shin straight back, lower down. Take it side to side. Upward facing dog, rise up off your mat. Downward facing dog, press back. Look between your hands, step or jump through to sit. Come down onto your back for bridge pose. Some of these jump throughs are looking real nice these days, everybody. Press your feet down into the floor. Rise up, bridge pose. So you've got the options of interlacing your hands at your low back or taking cactus arms to press your shoulders down. Either one is great. Eyes on one spot, right up at the ceiling. Take one more big breath in. Lower down. Knees side to side. Bridge number 2, press down and rise up. Keep moving forward with that momentum. Feet on the ground, hips up. Then bring your right knee into your chest. Press your right foot up to the sky. You're going to pulse your hips up to the ceiling for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Switch legs. You got it. Left foot up to the ceiling. Pulse up. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lower down, knees side to side. Now that we've got all of the stuff out of the way, it's time for wheel pose. Wheel number 1, tuck your fingertips under your shoulders. Before you can overthink it, just tuck your fingers, press down, go. Yes, up and away from the floor. No hesitation, just big open back bends. Tuck your chin and come down. Breathe in together. Big exhale. Number 2, press, lift, go. Yes, you're ready. You've done the work. You've done everything you needed to do this big, beautiful back bend. Come on down. Breath in, breath out. Number 3, halfway point, press, lift, go. Especially when your brain makes up a story about how you can't possibly do another one, that's when you go. Tuck and come down. Breathe in. Breath out. Number 4, you got it. Press, lift, go. No hesitation, eyes on one spot. Lower down. Full breath in. Full breath out. Number 5, you've only got 2 more. Press and go. Eyes set, feet in the floor. Tuck your chin and come down. Breathe in. Breath out. Last one, yogis. Last big wheel pose, last big bridge pose. Pull in, press down, and lift your whole body up. Tuck your chin and lower down. Supta Baddha Konasana. Good work. Put your hands wherever they want to go. Eyes open, right up at the ceiling, and then whatever's coming up to the surface, the emotion, the sensation, whatever it is, just let that happen. The tingliness, the thoughts that come up, all that stuff, just sit and see what happens. The why did I come to Ignite tonight? All that, just let it come up, nothing to do about it. Happy baby or dead bug pose. Soles of the feet up to the ceiling. So you can grab the edges of your feet or the backs of your thighs, whichever you prefer. So you can get your whole spine down onto the floor. Legs straight up in the air. Hands either behind your head or underneath your glutes. We'll do a set of scissor legs, so lower your right leg halfway to the floor. Take a full breath in. Switch your legs, exhale. Good, breathe in and switch. Keep going with your breath. Switch on the exhale to pull your abdominal muscles down towards your mat. Keep going for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Legs straight up, knees into your chest. Rock forward and back. Make your way up into boat pose, and you can have weights or a block or just your hands right at heart center for boat pose. And then feet in the air or feet on the ground for more stability. We're going to row the boat side to side for 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Feet on the floor. Make your way to downward facing dog. Downward facing dog. 2 right side half pigeon. Right knee to right wrist. If you prefer taking the pose on your back, that's always an option. You can take that as well. As you set yourself up and get settled into the pose, settle into a space of stillness. So that if you need to make an adjustment and just move your foot or move a hand, wherever it needs to go, do it on purpose and then right back to stillness. Different from fidgeting and adjusting the whole time you're in half pigeon, making a conscious choice and then back to stillness. Now's the time for steady breath. And then you use that steady breath to slow down your heartbeat, to let everything settle down towards the floor. For the last few breaths of half pigeon, if you're facing the floor, you can take king pigeon. Bend your back knee and grab a hold of either your foot or your ankle. You might find that you can grab your leg on this side and then on the next side you can't reach it at all, and that's totally fine. You just try it out and see what's there. Downward facing dog, shake it out. Left side half pigeon. Left knee or left wrist. Intentionally set up your hands, set up your feet, and then commit to stillness. If you need to make a conscious movement or shift something a little bit, do that, and then stillness. Then each time your brain starts to wander somewhere else, as soon as you notice that you've gone down a rabbit hole of thought, you just come right back to the breath, right back to the stillness. Stay or king pigeon. Nice juicy quad stretch. Downward facing dog. One more hip opener, frog pose. So in studio, facing the windows, Lipa, however you want to set up your frog pose. So you could take the pose on your back and have your feet against the wall for recline frog. You could have your mat rolled up and face the floor and have the cushion for under your knees. So as you get yourself set up, knees at 90, hips at 90, and then feet turned out, straight left and straight right. Steady breath right where you are. So a lot of the time in the poses during the practice, it's like there needs to be an effort and a work that's put forth for the pose to happen. And frog pose is kind of the opposite. Like the setup is the work part. It's the staying that you're not doing anything and just letting the pose take over. So where you're holding the shape of the pose, yes, absolutely. But the full surrender to the pose is when the full pose starts to take shape. It's the point you reach where you go, okay, I need to get out of this pose. That's when the work happens. When you stay. When the mind creeps in and tells you, like, you're not this flexible, you can't hold this pose this long, and then you stay. And discover, actually, you are that person. Actually, this is in your practice. It's your brain making up a thing about it. Few more breaths right here. You got it. Surrender to it. Let your body come fully into it. Slowly make your way out. Got time, no rush. Yeah, the coming out for me feels like way more work than the getting into it and staying. Make your way back onto your mat. Seated forward fold, both legs straight out in front. Hinge from your hips. Point your toes up to the ceiling. Flex your ankles a lot. So you decide how much of a bend you want in your knees. For someone it'll be a big bend. For others it'll be a little bit of a bend. But ankles flex, your toes can go straight up. Yeah, there you go. Breathe right here into the back side of your body so you can stretch open the back of your ribs and your low back. Tabletop or reverse plank. Plant your palms behind your hips. Fingertips face the front edge of your mat. Rise up. So tabletops, knees are bent, feet are on the floor. Reverse planks, legs are long, and you point your toes down to the floor. Yes, squeeze your inner thighs together, both poses. Good. One more breath here. Lower down. Fish pose, either with a block between your shoulder blades or you can tuck your hands underneath you. So if you're doing the version where your hands are tucked underneath you, they may even need to go as far underneath you as underneath your thighs so the top of your head can come down towards the floor. So you just keep scooting until the top of your head touches and it's got some support. Yeah, then eyes stay open right on one spot. You've got 2 more breaths here. Full inhale. Big exhale. Good. One more. Fill up. Empty it out. Make your way off your block or untuck your hands. Come down onto your back. Let's get upside down. Your last opportunity to get an inversion in. So you choose the inversion. You can take waterfall with your legs in the air. If you've got a headstand or a handstand you're working on, there's place for that. Lots of different options. So know that you've got all the tools you need to get upside down. And you're just going to put all those tools into play. Your breath, your gaze on one spot, that muscle to bone action from what's touching the floor all the way up to your feet. Add more breath. Squeeze your inner thighs together. Yes, good adjustments. Headstands and handstands. You've got another breath or two, and then child's pose for a reset. Shoulder stands take plow. Long legs behind you. Yeah, then let plow be a pose. Long legs. Plow to deaf yogi. Bend your knees and hug them on the sides of your head. Let your spine round towards the front edge of your mat, just like a ragdoll spine. Slowly lower to the mat, piece by piece. Hug your knees into your chest and give them a squeeze. Supine twist right. Drop your knees one way, twist and look the other way. Let your shoulder blades melt down to the floor. Supine twist, opposite way. Supta Baddha Konasana. While the back of your pelvis settle down towards the floor. Shavasana. You've got a cold eye towel by the upper corner of your mat. You can put that wherever it feels best. Take a long breath in through your nose. Fill yourself up and up and up. Exhale it out. Let your entire body rest easy on your mat. Deepen your breath. Bring some movement back into your hands and your feet. And plant your feet on the floor and rock onto your right side. With your eyes still closed, press down and rise up. Take a comfortable seat. Inhale, reach your hands overhead. Exhale, thumbs to heart center. We'll finish our practice together with 3 final ohms. Deep breath in. Deep breath in. Exhale it out. Thumb knuckles to forehead center. Thank you all so much. The new people, those who have been here for a while, those signing in virtually, all the good stuff. Namaste. Good work, everybody. So if you borrowed any of the props and stuff, just put that on the floor by the cubbies so I know which ones to clean off. Rental mats can stay on the floor so I can clean those. And then eye towels go in the laundry baskets outside the door. If anybody has any questions, let me know. We've also got space left in 40 days coming up at the end of this month. So if you're interested, I can sign you up for that as well. See you on Thursday.